Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Empath Sisters. Welcome you all back. I
Yep.
am Shelly.
Hi, I'm Bev. Welcome back, everybody, to 2022.
Yes, can you believe it? Oh my God, it went
No,
so fast.
it did go very fast.
It
I'm very
did.
grateful it went fast.
Yes. Well, yes and no, because it was brutally cold. I don't know where everybody else was in the world, but
Yeah,
definitely where I was in Alberta, it was deep freeze. When I
yeah,
mean deep freeze, I'm talking -40 here. Like we were
yeah,
very, very cold. So we
yeah.
did not go anywhere. And yeah, it was very
It was
quiet.
cold.
Yeah.
We had some days that were, I think that whole week over Christmas, I think the wind chill was like -54.
Yeah.
So, and people are like, how do you survive? I don't know. We're just really strong when you're from Saskatchewan, I swear. It's just built in us.
Yes,
We're so
right.
tough, can handle this
Oh,
really brutal cold weather, but makes you kind of want to just hibernate. We just stayed in the entire time.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
just did. We didn't go anywhere. It was too cold. Didn't wanna. It's like, what's the
Mhm.
point? Ah,
Yeah, that's how we were too. We kind of had our Christmas on the 23rd, which was wonderful. We got to
nice,
spend, at least with two of our children out of the three,
nice.
and got to spend a little bit of time with our granddaughters. So that was really, really great for us. But
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't leave. We literally like stayed home Christmas Eve and then didn't leave the house until I don't even remember if it was the 29th or the 30th, but it was like freezing cold. So we were like, no, we're not going anywhere. And
Oh.
yeah, just wanted to snuggle and be warm. So
Yeah.
the
Fireplace, movies, like games. That's like literally all I did. I didn't do a
yeah,
whole lot. It was really nice, actually. I haven't had any downtime for a very long time.
right.
I like never take holidays. And so this was the first time I've taken 2 weeks total holidays. And it was so nice. I was like,
That
I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was like, what am I going to do every day? I get to sleep in if I want to, because I don't even get to do that.
right.
So it was so awesome. And we just, kind of visited family, hung out with the kids. It was just, got some, days to sleep in. It was super nice. I just really,
Yeah.
really enjoyed my time off. And then I was supposed to go back to work, I think right on the 3rd, 4th of January, but my body was like, haha, sucker, you took time off and we got you now. And I ended up getting a sinus cold. So, that was not fun. So I ended up rescheduling all my clients, and I think I went back on the 10th. So it's been nice to be back, but I needed some extra downtime, I
I was
guess.
just gonna say, obviously you needed that time. So you
Yeah,
needed to be with your family and feel better and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes that's just what happens. And
totally.
yeah, that's
It was
good. I mean,
crazy.
good for you, right? Because like you
Hmm.
said, you don't get to have time off. So
Yeah,
this was your time to just kind of like
yeah.
have downtime, right?
They're like, "Oh, you think you're going back to work? Yeah, right." They're like, "You got some clearing out to do." That's what it felt like. I really felt like my body was just purging and going under some kind of clearing out in a shift, kind of more on a deeper level. That's what it felt like. So it's like, nah, okay. It really felt like my head, like, felt like I was hit by a bus almost every day in my head. It was just so strong. I've never experienced anything like that before. So I don't know what was going on or what was needed, but oh well,
Yeah,
whatever. It is what it is. So
exactly.
feeling
And
great now.
yeah, I was gonna say, and now you're feeling better, so that's a good thing,
Hmm.
so that we can get back to doing what we love, right?
Yes,
So
exactly. Which is coming
yeah.
back to doing some podcasting, and
Hmm.
Shelly and I have been having a lot of discussions and
Yes.
just kind of going over some downloads and kind of what we want to do for this year.
Yeah.
Um, so we've come up with a couple of things so far, and some things we'll just kind of keep on the down low, and just use them as surprises as we go along. But we do have a couple new things coming up. Did you want to share what they were?
Oh, sure. We like are planning to discuss about, difference in things, whether that's like, tarot and oracle cards, or we'll be talking
Mhm.
about crystals more.
Yeah.
We might be talking about, you know, how to, you know, do other things in spiritual ways, the different
Yeah.
modalities. We really have been talking a lot, and
Yeah.
so we really want to make this podcast this year about just sort of diving deeper, into
Mhm.
maybe more of a spiritual practice. And yeah, it's exciting. I'm
Yeah.
excited because it's going to be um, just a little bit of a different shift, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there was a big shift that happened from 2021 into 2022.
Yes.
We did experience a big shift, and I can even feel, I hope everybody else can feel that the energy has completely shifted. There was lots of power struggles. I felt like towards the end of last year, it was just everything just felt really heightened and just ugly. And it was almost like we were in the eye of the storm. That's literally what it felt like for me. And then coming into the new year, it really felt like I know, like for people can't see on podcasts, like shifting my hands almost like into a step level. It's like we went from one into the next and kind of moved up in a higher um, consciousness or vibration, if you'd like to call it that. And it feels better. I'm excited for 2022. I know it's going to bring a lot of change. I still feel like we're going to have lots of changes, but I feel not as fearful and scary and ugly and all of that
Yeah.
as 2021 felt. I feel like, okay, good. Now we're going to start making some more um, progress, I guess,
Yeah.
in a positive way,
Hmm.
which is great. I know there's been lots of talk about endemics happening, which awesome. That would be amazing. So hopefully that will come this year. And but yeah, we have a whole bunch of things planned for this year. And kind of as you were sharing with everybody some of the things that we have been discussing, um, what I the words that were coming to me was like, we're gonna bring it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel for this year. We're
For
just gonna
sure.
bring it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
And
bring
like,
lots of new things.
exactly. And I want to touch on how I felt too. Like, for me, at the end of 2021, I felt very heavy, like
Hmm.
legit heavy. It was super, like, I don't want to say that I was depressed or something, but I just felt like I was. It was weird because yeah, sometimes I get a little bit like winter blues, as they call it,
Yeah,
or
of
whatever,
course.
right? But it was different, and I felt the same shift. It literally happened
Yeah.
on January 1st. I woke up that day and I was like, like, it was weird. It really was like, wow, like, I feel so good today. Like, it was
Like it
crazy.
lifted.
Yeah, like I could
Hmm.
tell it was like it just went away, or
Yeah.
something changed, or something did happen. And
Yes.
so it was that shift. And oh my gosh, I definitely have been totally looking forward to 2022 and the changes that are going to happen. And I'm super excited and looking forward
Yeah.
to it all. And yeah.
Me too. Me too. I am very excited for this year in many different ways. I've got a lot of things in the works for myself this year and my business, and I am really excited to
Yeah.
bring it this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And however that plays out, but I've got the
Mhm.
energy of bringing it. So hopefully
Yeah.
that'll play out and carry into everything else that I'm going to be doing this year. So, and
Right.
I've decided to set some kind of like new practices for myself as
Yeah.
well for this year.
Me too.
And it is definitely, taking more. Even last year, I was already scheduling every month my self care, my
Right.
maintenance. That's kind of what I call it, with my chiropractic care, going for acupuncture, like myofascial release,
Right.
and just all the things. And so this year, I'm still going to do that, but I would like to incorporate more of a spiritual practice, kind of every morning as well. And yeah, I don't know. I I'm just very, very excited for all that. And I think just for myself, I'm in my life cycle one, so I'm at a whole new beginning. In December, I actually had a dream that I had birthed myself.
Oh,
I
right. Yes, you did
was
tell me
looking
about
at
that.
myself as a baby, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. And it was crazy to me. I've never had a dream where I saw myself as a baby.
Yeah.
And then they just said, okay, Bev, now all you have to do is birth the placenta. And I was like, okay. And so that was basically the rest of December. And I feel like that's kind of what was taking place. It was just that last shift of just like the rebirthing, coming into a new me.
Yeah.
So, and I had just celebrated my birthday, so it's just kind of
Right.
like,
Yeah.
here we go. It's a new year and a new age, and here we go, new
I
vibration. I'm
know.
super
Yeah.
excited.
And I agree with you about doing more of a, self-care and spiritual practice. And that's the same
Hmm.
thing for me too. I'm feeling the same way. I have been trying to do more of a morning ritual, like not ritual, but like
Hmm.
practice. And
Yeah,
I actually have been, I think that's part of the reason why I'm feeling a lot better than I
yeah,
had, in the last couple months of 2021. So I'm hoping to just continue that. And they say, once you do it every, 21 days, you'll set
start a
that
new habit.
practice. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So
Yeah,
I definitely am excited about that too, because it's something that I might share later down the road. So you have to stay
yeah,
tuned. So yeah,
very exciting.
yeah,
Lots of new
yeah.
things, new
Hmm.
vibrations. I hope that, and you're right, when you set some type of a ritual or practice for yourself, and it is that is considered part of your self-care. It's taking time for you, going within, slowing down, just connecting. I mean, those things are all really important, and they do lift you up because it is
Yep.
part of that self-care. We do need to pause, slow down, take care of ourselves, put ourselves first. And so
And
that is,
that's and whether that's like meditating or what Bev said, going to the chiropractor or going for massage or
yeah.
whatever makes you feel um connected to
Mm,
yourself, right? So
yeah.
it doesn't have to be where a lot of people say, oh well, I don't have time to go to the spa or do this or do that. It's not about that. It's about whatever
Hmm.
makes you feel connected to yourself and being present in the moment and enjoying what you love to do even
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
to find that and yeah
Even
it's
it can be even just
right.
journaling or
Hmm.
gratitude journaling.
Yep.
It could be going to yoga. It could be going for a walk every day
Yep.
or every other day. Just kind of getting grounded and getting some fresh air. Connecting with nature is the best thing that you can possibly do for yourself. If you can't do anything, like go to therapy, go for massage, do any of those things,
Mhm.
go for a walk. It's something you can do. And when you get outside, the fresh air and just being in nature, your feet on the ground, it brings you back in, it brings you home, and
Yep.
it is so amazing. So that is at least one thing that everybody can do that
Oh,
doesn't cost
absolutely.
anything, and just get out there. We
Yeah.
need we need to spend more time in nature. I
Yeah.
think that is so healing, and I think we just don't always do enough of it.
No. And yeah, she's right. Like you're right, Bev. And like my favorite thing, because I love the sun so much. Like the sun is
Hmm.
something that I love very, very much. And sometimes if you can't even go outside, like when it's freezing cold out, like in here in,
Hmm.
in Canada sometimes, even just standing by the window and just letting that, sunbeam come on you, it
Yep.
literally will recharge you. It's
Yep.
unbelievable what you
I
can
love
feel
it.
from that. And that doesn't cost anything. So,
No,
like Bev said, if you can't do any of the other things, there are things that you can do that will help you through your own self care. And that
for
is
sure.
being with nature, doing things that you can even just sit and literally just be in quiet if you want,
Yeah.
even listening to music, whatever, and
Yeah.
just taking 5 minutes to just breathe and
Yep.
just sit. That's also
Exactly.
something that you can do, right?
That is
So
like my meditation every
me
day
too.
is I sit in silence
Yeah.
and I sit by the window and I just sit there and I just look outside and the sun is coming in and I just
Mm,
love it. That is part of my practice. That's a form of meditation for myself. And I mean, I always have music playing. That's like
yes.
everywhere I go, everything I'm doing. I mean, I usually have music playing because music just grounds me and it uplifts me and it raises my vibration. And I love singing. I love all of that. So that is something that I do all the time too. And some other kind of tools that you can use through the winter, because as we love summer, we love the warmth, we love all of those things. Some of the things that you can do in the winter time to help you as well, if you kind of get seasonal depression or anything like that, is also having a candle lit in winter, just having that warm flame also is really soothing. Even playing some water sounds. I know for myself at nighttime, I like to play um, rain and thunderstorms
Oh,
because
yeah.
I love that in the summertime. And so the winter months seem forever,
Yes.
and we don't get very many storms. Like it's not like we get them all the time in summer.
No.
So I will have that playing, or I'll have like trickling water running, anything like that to also kind of bring you back into the elements if you can't be in that. I can't be
Yeah,
near running water
exactly.
right now because
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
really running. So
Yeah.
it's just having some of those and just bringing some of the elements in your home to you also is really soothing for the soul. So that would just be some other tips that I do at home that you can do as well. So
Yeah. And like Bev said, like I do the same thing, but I actually love silence. Like it's not that I don't
mhm,
love music. I do. But for me,
yeah,
I literally love silence. I
mhm.
could sit in silence for hours, but I know some people can't. But at the same time, for me, that is my meditation. I love
Yeah,
to sit in silence, and I maybe sometimes, do it a little too much because sometimes then I get into a tangent of like, oh, and then I start, it's almost like I'm connecting with my higher self and then I'm starting to talk to myself, and you just keep going and going and going. And I could do that all day. But I mean, you can't do that.
not
So
when we have things to do, but
that's right.
it is
Yeah,
it is a good thing. I love sitting in silence.
me too.
It
And
is my favorite thing. I
to
talk
be
all the
honest,
time.
yeah,
You
exactly. And
know,
I think
I'm
that's
just like,
why
ah, I just need a break,
I
I
need to
just need
be
to like
like
shut
quiet.
down. Yeah. And I don't know, I don't know if other people love that, but
No,
maybe it's also because we grew up with deaf parents.
I
Like
was just gonna
we
say
we
that.
we
I
love
feel
we love quiet. And our parents weren't very quiet, to be
no,
honest, even though
no.
our parents are deaf.
Yeah,
They were not quiet.
yeah,
So maybe there was just always noise. And
yeah.
so I love quiet. It was so even with deaf parents, I felt like it was very much the opposite. It wasn't very quiet.
Well, it was, but it wasn't. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like we did have moments of silence when we were growing up. Like we didn't
Yeah.
really talk a lot, but we did. And
Hmm.
I don't know. And I honestly believe yes, it was part of growing up with deaf parents, but I also feel like it's because of how intuitive we are and that we just absorb so much energy and things outside of ourselves that we get overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
this as well as I do, when even if we're just going out for a bit and then we come back home, you're like, oh, I just need to just
Oh yeah. Just even
sit.
by myself, it's loud all the time. I'm just like, okay, I just need a break. Stop talking to me.
I know.
Leave me alone. Because even in the night, when I'm sleeping, I'm not really resting. So, I
Nope.
mean, I feel like I don't get any silence unless I
Oh,
take that time in the morning to be quiet.
I just thought of something. So this was
Yeah.
another thing that happened to me. I know I'm going a little bit of a tangent, but you just reminded me. So like I'm the same as you. Like I do not rest at night.
Yeah.
I go to bed and I'm legit like I don't know. It's like I go to another dimension, going wherever, right? And we're doing things and what have you. But my husband bought me a weighted blanket for Christmas. And I've been using it since like, I don't know. I think I started trying it on Boxing Day or the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, it has helped me tremendously, not in the fact of like, not necessarily the mind shutting down, but my body actually is feeling more rested.
Right.
I still do the whole like, oh my God, like I've had the same kind of things like where there's still stuff going on or I'm doing something over there, but at least my body has been feeling so much more grounded, I would say. Yeah. So that's another thing. If you have one, use it. If you're like me, who just cannot settle,
Settle.
or even just like have, anxiety or whatever, right? So it does actually help, but just remember to have the right, I just found this out. You have to have the right weight for your body, because the one that I have is technically a little bit heavier than I should have it by like, I think it was like 2 or 3 pounds. So it's not a big deal, but it literally is so heavy that I feel
You're
like
like, you can't move.
Yeah.
Stuck to your bed.
And I'm not kidding. It was like the second day I think I used it. My arms were so sore.
It's like a workout for you.
It was like a workout. Honest to God, I'm used to it now. But at the beginning, it was not. I was like, oh my God, it was nuts. Oh my God. And so, of course, Dwayne was bugging me and laughing because he's like, oh, yeah, right. And then he went to go and like move it because I have it like half, like on the half side of my bed and he doesn't on his. And so when he went to go move it, he's like, holy, like,
that's heavy. Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I'm getting a little bit off topic. But anyway, I found that helps me a lot. And I, if you're able to, I recommend for those that do need to have like help maybe settling and sleeping. So especially body wise anyway. So
Yeah.
it's been helping me for sure. And now I'm just like, I don't think I can live without it now. It's weird. So,
Yeah. And when they first came out, they were really expensive.
very.
And I know, I think just the last time I had gone out shopping, I had seen weighted blankets around for like $40.
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, yeah. So I mean, they've gotten better in pricing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess, and depending probably at the weight too. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
and even
definitely.
for kids really love weighted
Oh,
blankets as well. It really helps them too. So
absolutely.
if you
Yeah.
have children that are a little bit more anxious or kind of things that are
Mhm.
going on, that also makes them feel, it just makes you feel safe too, right?
Yes.
Safe
Yep.
and cozy and just like grounded. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm enjoying
that's a
mine,
good
so
gift.
it's great. Yeah, I was like really surprised because I'm not gonna lie, I was like weighted blanket when I I was like, in
Wow.
a way, I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, what are you trying to say? But I do know why, and I'm very appreciative that he did buy it for me because it really is working for me. And
That's good.
yeah, I feel so much better. And in, like I said, maybe not necessarily like getting solid sleeps like I am, but I'm not. But
Right.
at least my body is resting, and I'm not feeling as tired when I do get up in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's just sending a different message to the body,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
To your nervous
yeah.
system of like calm. It's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Good for the body anyway. Hopefully your body
Exactly.
rests.
And that's why I was like, well, I have to talk about this because
Yeah.
we were talking about, having self-care and what to do for yourself. And that's part of it for me. So it's been good. Yeah.
That's
very
awesome.
happy. Yeah. So
Yay.
anyway.
Good gift, Dwayne.
Yeah. Right.
Right on.
Yeah.
All I can picture in my mind as you were talking about that of like
Mhm.
when you said, oh, a weighted blanket. And I was just thinking, all I could see was like, because we squirrel so much
Yes.
that I
Mhm.
was thinking, I could just see the squirrel was like, just like trapped. It's like you cannot squirrel off to one tree to the next. I was like, oh, it just totally just brought you down, you know? Can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm like,
Entrapment.
I'm not allowed to move. But he
Yeah.
has said though, because like I said to him, like, I feel like it's working and I'm doing
Mhm.
better. And he goes, oh no, I can tell. And I was like,
Oh,
oh.
good.
I go, oh, and he's like, yeah. He's like, you're not flip flopping all over the place.
Yeah, how can I when I wake up, my arms are sore? How can I even possibly move?
Right.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
after he like figured out how heavy it was, he was like, oh my God.
Yeah. You're like, this is why I don't move anymore.
Right.
Thanks. They like pegged me
Oh
down.
God. It was
Right
so
on.
funny. But
That's
yeah.
awesome. Here we are squirreling off as
Yes,
usual.
sorry. Yes, yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody, but maybe you want to try a weighted blanket, or maybe you have one and you love it too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just taking time for self-care, and just know that even though it's a new year, you don't have to just set goals and all of
No.
that at the beginning of the year. You can
Nope.
literally set goals every day for yourself. And I
Mhm.
would say be realistic with your goals, make them
Yes.
achievable. Don't set them so high that they feel like you'll never get there. Yeah,
And
you can set big ones for down the road, but break it down to almost
exactly.
like a daily thing or a weekly thing, right down into the
Yep.
months. So
Yep.
just give yourself that.
Also, make sure that your goals or however your intentions, whatever you want to
Mhm.
call them, just make sure that you know that they can be small ones. It can be like,
Oh, yeah.
today I'm going to drink 2 glasses of water, and do
Yeah.
that. It does not have to be like this
Big.
major thing.
And I was thinking, oh, I could think of all these big things, but I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I have big goals, but I know that I have to break them down.
right.
It takes time
Exactly.
to get you there, and you also have to prepare yourself. It's almost like graduating school. You have to start at
Yes,
kindergarten in order to get up to grade 12 to graduate. You just
exactly.
don't get there the next day, right?
No.
I mean, every kid probably would love that. Just like go to
Yes.
school once and be like, I'm graduated. Awesome. Bye. But no, you have to get there. It takes time. So
Yeah.
that's just like anything. Set a big goal and it takes time to get there. So
Also, I
yeah.
want to share is what I did this year, and maybe you guys can do this. They just said maybe share this. So, there this year I decided to take a jar and write down anytime that something was, that made you happy that day, or something that you did that you're proud of, or whatever you want. It can be anything. It could be like, I drank 4 glasses of water today, whatever, and write on a piece of paper and date it, and then fold it up and put it into the jar. And you just keep doing that all year round. And then to the next year, so like on January 1st of 2023, I'm going to go through all of those notes and remember all of the stuff that we did in the year.
All the
So
positive things.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and my husband's included, like he's doing the same thing. So he's putting his in and I'm putting mine in. And so we're
Nice.
going to at the either like on, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, we're going to go through them all and just kind of reminisce of all the things that happened. And
Yeah.
so that might be something that you might want to do. That might be your goal. That might be your intention to do, to remember
Yeah.
to do something like that. So
Right.
that's what we're doing. So I'm excited and
Nice.
I can't wait to see that jar fill up. So
Well, if you set little goals every day, you'll have lots of pieces of paper in
exactly
there
right.
to go
But I don't know
over.
if I want to read every day.
Like, that's a lot of
That's a
paper between
lot,
the two of you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a
Mhm.
lot. So we just
Right
sort
on.
of made it to the point where we were just going to write whatever we felt like that was happy or
Of
positive or
course.
whatever, and whenever we want. So far I think we
Yeah.
have like, I want to say 5 in there already. So that's not
Nice.
too bad since, January 1st. So I think we're
Yeah.
doing pretty good.
I think it's really just the intention,
Yes.
right? The
Yeah,
intention is to be more aware of what it is, the positive
that's right.
things or the things that you're doing for yourself. So
Exactly. Yeah.
doesn't matter how many are in there.
No,
It's not like you
no.
had to set a goal of like, well, I want 1,000 in there,
Oh God, no.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Like
just
it's
like
just
the
the
intention of
intention.
like, I want to be aware of positive things that I'm doing that I want to remember at the end of the year, some
That's
of
right.
these things that I did
Yeah,
through the year.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's exactly it. And that's the reason for that. And that's the intention for that jar. So
Yeah. I was just
yeah,
thinking I should get a jar and
yeah.
write the negative things, right? Because we want to
Oh,
get like you want to release
yeah.
I was going to say the shitty things, sorry, but you want to kind of get rid of those things. So you could
Yes.
just write it down. Because I mean, we've talked about releasing before.
That's right.
And you could also do that. Just like go home and if it's just something crappy that happened, write it down, throw it in the jar, leave it
Get rid
there.
of it.
And then on the full moon or save it to the end of the year, but you don't even have to reread them and then just
Nope.
get rid of
Burn it.
them, burn
Yeah.
it. And then
That's a great
just
idea. Maybe
bye
I'll have
bye.
another jar and have one that's positive and one that's negative.
Yeah. And hopefully you would see less negative and more positive in your
Right.
jar.
Exactly.
That would be also something to look at. But I was like,
Yeah.
it's a good way to come home and just dump that. Okay, write it down, be done with it. It's gone, right? So you got it
Yep.
out of your head and out of your feeling, just gone. And
Exactly.
then full moon. Well, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff. You know, I still do a meditation and I would
Yes.
still kind of write down all the other things that maybe came up, but
Yeah.
I would throw those in along with it.
Yeah. No, that like honestly, that is a great idea. Like
Yeah. I might try that.
not
There's
yeah,
my intention of trying something new.
exactly.
And maybe
Exactly.
somebody else wants to do it too. So
Yeah. Well, obviously I
see how
had
it
to bring
goes.
it up because then it got to this.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. I believe everything happens for a reason and
yeah,
things come through for a reason. So we'll
that's
just
right.
throw that
Yeah.
on out there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
Awesome.
wonderful to be back. We're so excited for this whole year.
Okay.
We're so far, Shelly and I have decided that we are going to continue posting a new episode every 2 weeks. We're going to stay on the same
So
schedule.
yeah.
And just we're so excited for all the new things,
Yeah.
all the things that we have planned. So
Yes. Yeah.
I'm really excited to talk about dreams. That's another thing that Shelly and I
Mhm.
have been discussing as well. I know that I've
Yep.
been wanting to do a dreams workshop as well, and I had been planning on doing that a couple months ago, but my goodness, I just have not had time. So
Yeah.
I know there are a couple of people that are waiting for that, but I am excited to even start talking about it on an episode as well, or maybe a couple. So, but it's gonna be good times, everybody. So thank
Yes.
you
Yeah.
so much for joining us, and we hope that you all have had a wonderful holiday season. I hope that you are all well, and we thank you for joining us today, and thank you for tuning in with the Empath Sisters and sending you love, light, and gratitude wherever this may find you today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Happy New Year.
Bye. Yeah. Happy New Year.